Programming is difficult, but if you keep doing it, it gets easier. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Programmer for Life, programming for everyone and everything. Alright, so this is the first part of three-part video series on Python command line arguments. In this video, we are going to use the most basic library sys for using command line arguments in Python. So let's get started. Okay, so let's create a directory first using mkdir. So we'll create a directory and store our work only in this directory, command line Python. Okay, so let's go into this directory, cd command line Python. Okay, now let's create a file using gedit. Let's name this file as cmd sys tutorial, right? So sys.py. Okay, so first we will import the sys library, which is inbuilt in Python for system specific parameters, right? So let's import sys. Now we are going to use a variable sys.argv in this, which is stored in this library, and this variable is of type list and it stores list of arguments entered by the user. So let's print all the arguments using this variable. Let's use the format option of the print statement. So in the curly braces, we will the argument that we specify to the format statement, it will appear in the curly braces. Okay, so right, so let's also print the length of arguments. For that we will use the length function on the variable, and so let's write print argument length. Okay, let's give the forward slash here. Okay, let's use the same format that we used in the previous print statement. Dot format length of sys.argv. Okay, length of sys.argv. Now let's try executing this basic 4-line code using command line arguments in Python. Okay, so Python cmd sys.py. Right, so we can only see one argument here. Argument length is 1 and the file name is itself is printed. So let's try giving some more arguments this time. abc. Okay, so we can see all the arguments here. Right, so this is the most primitive way of writing command line arguments in Python. So now let's write some code for a specific use case. Suppose I want to verify my username and password, which I give using command line arguments. So let's write some code for that. So let's update our previous code for including username and password. Right, so we need to verify the username and password in this code. Now first thing we need to do is we need to declare the correct username and password for checking it against what we have typed in the arguments. So let's declare them. I will declare username as my name and password as 123456. Okay, so here we will check the username and password. Right, so checking for username and password. So we will check by if uname is equal to sys.argv of 1 and password equal to sys.argv of 2, then we'll print username and password are valid. Username and password are valid. Okay, else we'll print username and password are invalid. Okay, so now let's check here that if user has entered more than 3 arguments or not. Right, so check for 3 arguments. Why 3 arguments? Because we have included file name, username and password, so 3 arguments. Let's check if length of sys dot argv is not equal to 3, then we'll print how to use these arguments, right? So user will come to know what he has to input the next time. Let's write usage here. So usage will be the Python file name. Now second will be username, and third will be password. Okay, after that we will exit so that we will not have to use the remaining code. So our username and password correction should not happen if the user has not entered the correct arguments. Now let's try executing this code. So let's go to our directory and execute the file cmd.sys.py. Okay, so it shows me the usage this time and I'm missing the username and password. So now let's try giving the username and password. I will give the incorrect username and password first. Let's give uname1 and password as the password. Okay, so it recognized the arguments correctly, but now it shows me username and password are invalid. Now let's try to give the correct username and password. And 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so it shows me username and password are valid. So our username and password verification is working correctly. So this was the part 1 of Python command line series. In the next video, we will see how to use getopt library to use command line arguments in Python. If you have any doubts, post them in the comment section below and subscribe to see more content like this. Until then, see you in the next video.